Hello everyone and welcome back to another speculation video of Planet Coaster 2. I'm Mr. Simside and I love to speculate about creative simulation games, and you maybe have seen my previous speculation videos about the roadmap that was continued over the first half of 2025, and with a lot of expectations and speculations of myself. I was right in the past, and Frontier did actually release this with a free update for Planet Coaster 2. So was it also with the souvenir shops and the on-ride photos, because I actually somehow predicted them for the June update. And today I want to dive a little deeper into what I personally would love to see for the rest of the year 2025, and how Frontier could make the community really happy. So I put together a quick roadmap that I could imagine. I don't think we will get any kind of roadmap again as Frontier did for the first half of the year, but this could be something like they are obviously having an internal roadmap, and if I would be Frontier, this is what my actual roadmap would look like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you don't want to miss anything upcoming in the future. I am covering games like Planet Coaster, Jurassic World Evolution, and maybe some other games in the future as well, but mostly Frontier related stuff. And I've got some nice things prepared for the future as well. And a subscription and a like or a comment does really support me and my channel by growing, and helps a lot with motivation to keep everything up and running. So thank you in advance. And I would say we should now just dive right in. First of all, let's talk about Update 8, which is in my personal roadmap, and this is another disclaimer at this point. This complete roadmap, as you are seeing it now, is pure speculation. It is what I would say would be a good thing if it comes based on community feedback and also feedback that I have had by myself or from other creators. So let me know what you think about the overall draft I prepared. Update 8 would, in my opinion, come in October. It would be a smaller, like, spooky update, because Frontier could use the return of the spooky theme from the first game and give us a little surprise with some building pieces and scenery items, especially the pumpkin pieces and the graveyard, like skeletons and everything, to have like a more spooky vibe. And it would also fit very well next to the Sorcery pack we just got in September. I absolutely have no clue if Halloween could be anything that Frontier is doing an update for, and they never talked anything further about how they will continue, if it will always be alongside a paid DLC. I don't expect the paid DLC until December, but as this is a seasonal happening and the next spooky theme would only fit next year for Halloween, then I could imagine that we might maybe get a little surprise in the upcoming days or weeks already. When it comes to the rides, I wondered if we maybe would get another ride vehicle. For example, the Huntsman. We already have the trackless tracked ride in Planet Coaster 2, so I could imagine that we maybe could get the Huntsman back, which was actually the spooky themed ride It had like a werewolf wooden kind of vibe when it comes to the coast. I had a track ride car, and I think the seats were kind of leather or so. It was a lot less futuristic than the actual track ride we have in the game, but it worked just the same. Based on the feedback I read online about the Sorcery pack and also discussed with some of my creator friends, I thought that it would be the perfect time to include a lift hill option for the raid coaster from Automax, because I know it's called LSM raid coaster, but as some people asked for a lift hill option, I think this would be a great opportunity to just add another track type to this coaster, and that we are able to recreate like Conda at Walibi Belgium or something like this. And something else that was asked for a lot was the actual boomerang mode for the Vector Child coaster, because if you think of some very classic Vekoma kiddie coaster out there, then they often have a boomerang mode, and it would be great if this would be added also to the existing coaster type. I don't think we actually need a new coaster type, because you could simply add it, and I think the only thing that they would need to add is somehow the ending parts with the lift hills to go backwards, and also for the end of the boomerang track that it takes you up to the highest point and release you backwards towards the station. Around that, I think it's a quite small update, even though I could imagine that if we get something like the spooky theme as a returning theme, then maybe they wouldn't add everything in there. I would be fine with this as well, because we got so many versatile building pieces, but I would really love to see it making a return. And I just thought, as always, we also will get ongoing stability and performance enhancements. If we get something for October, this would be my perfect update I could imagine. Not too small, not too big, no big new features, just some building pieces and something related to, basically the spooky vibe of October. As soon as October is over, we are nearing the first anniversary of Planet Coaster 2. It's been a wild ride through the last year. We've got so many updates, so many new things, and I'm 100% sure that Frontier is somehow going to celebrate this amazing year of update, and also the reputation getting better for the game. I'm so happy that the Sorcery pack was very well taken by the community. The hype was really there, or is, I would say, still there for a lot of people, and I enjoyed so much building things with it. So November could definitely be then ready for an anniversary update. Usually I build this kind of small update around things we got, for example, like with Planet Zoo back in the days. So as there are still some things missing from the returning themes, the 4 original game themes we got in updates earlier this year, I just thought that if I imagine an anniversary trailer, I imagine how all the new entertainers and some old entertainers come together, meet in a theme park, and celebrate the first anniversary of Planet Coaster. In my opinion, this marketing campaign, like a short trailer with some fireworks and everything, would just fit perfectly to celebrate this anniversary. And next to this, if we could see some returning entertainers. I would also love to see some returning shops. That's why I wrote down like 4 returning shops, a very random number, but I just thought, why not putting in 4 new shop types? Then I could also see a new coaster and a returning flat ride. I have absolutely no guess what it could be, but maybe something returning from the first game as well, so that they wouldn't have to create something fully new, as we might get the new things more with a paid DLC instead of a free update for like an anniversary. So I would be really happy with something like the booster bikes or something like this. Or I could also imagine to maybe get another, not really sure what I want to see. Just an additional coaster is always very welcome. And maybe they would go for a Rocktopus or something like this when it comes to Flat Ride, something that is highly requested from the first game. And then I also would love to see some balloon and celebration scenery, so that you could decorate your park to celebrate the Planet Coaster anniversary with your guests in your park builds. That personally would be my perfect first anniversary update to celebrate this amazing year of improvements for the game. I really think Frontier is now back on track and people are very happy with everything we've got so far. And in my opinion, the future looks really, really bright for the game. And that's very good to see, actually. Last but not least, I want to talk about update 9 that I see arriving in December, based on the schedule Frontier usually has with a paid DLC every 3 months. December would be the next chance. And there is one thing left that people are complaining about very, very loudly. Also, lots of creators have been very vocal about this. And in my opinion, it's also something seasonal, because I wouldn't add something about weather like during summer with the idea behind of adding something like snow, because it's absolutely a winter thing. So I could imagine that we get weather enhancements update with a really great improvement of the weather system in Planet Coaster 2. And this also would mean that I would love to see snow included. Next to actual falling snow and snow weather effects like we know them from Planet Zoo, like all the roofs and coaster tracks would be covered in snow. I would also love to get like a snow terrain paint. It would be great if it would work a little different from Planet Zoo, because there it was actually based on the temperature, and it was like a rocky texture if it was too warm, and then as soon as snow has fallen or the temperature got a lot lower, then everything was covered white. But if I think of building indoor winter wonderland dark rides, then I would love to see at least some snow pieces, like decorative building pieces, or having like an actual terrain paint that I can use, ignoring the actual weather situation. But something I also wanted to think about is that it would be the perfect way to include a new biome with maybe some northern lights or aurora borealis, because that was something that came with the Arctic pack for Planet Zoo as well, and it would be a really great addition to get some kind of new biome. Alongside of this, I would also love to see the possibility to create like a custom biome, how we had it in Planet Coaster 1. If I remember correctly, this option was never a thing in Planet Zoo because everything was based on a real location somewhere on Earth, and I kind of have the feeling that it's the same for Planet Coaster. So I'm wondering if a custom biome could really be a thing, but it would be, at least in a sandbox park where you maybe disable weather effects, could be a really, really great addition. When talking about all those weather enhancements, I think adding snow is the most visual improvement and having a big impact on all the things that you see in game. But I think there would also be needed to make some improvements of the gameplay and adjustments of the gameplay based on weather, because for example, like pool areas or water slides and everything, or also like a water coaster, should behave differently if it's snowing outside, because for example in winter, like water coasters are just simply closed down unless they are not indoors. So there should definitely be a difference in game if a ride is being indoor in a heated like area or if it's an outdoor water coaster. So this could be the main challenge for Frontier, to achieve a kind of realistic management aspect. And I think this also makes it that difficult to not only add snow, because adding snow would of course look great, but I think that people are expecting it to be refined, having an impact on the actual gameplay, especially like with sunburn and sun cream and everything. We already got to see that we need to take care of shade and everything. So if you add snow to the game, there definitely needs this amount of focus on the details, at least in my opinion. Next to this, I would see some festive scenery. It could be the same like we had in Planet Coaster 1 with some additional pieces, or something completely new, but I would really love to see some updated pieces for the festive season at the end of the year to build our Christmas markets and everything. I think the pieces we got with the Euro Pack in Planet Zoo already had some amazing like Christmas winter market pieces from Europe, and I could definitely see some of them maybe ported over to Planet Coaster 2. Alongside of this, I definitely see some stability and performance enhancements and another paid DLC, which will be, in my opinion, a rides pack. Talking about this rides pack, in my imagination, this pack could be a combination of 8 different rides. I put together some things with something old and something new because we still want to see some older rides from the first game, but I also have so many ideas for new rides that haven't been in the game. So I put together my dream DLC, and I really would say that a rides pack is coming in December because we had a rides pack last December. Then usually, again, with Planet Zoo, they started to switch between scenery packs and ride packs, or animal packs, how they were called in Planet Zoo. And as we had just a scenery pack with also a lot of scenery pieces and some additional rides, I think that a focused ride pack for the end of this year would be amazing. I called my virtual speculation DLC the Family Thrill Rides pack, and it contains out of these 8 coasters and rides. Some are heavily requested, so I think it could be also the opportunity to put in some highly requested things, but also bring back some of the old rides that people really loved in the first game. And when the Flying Theater was added with the Sorcery pack, which I have never expected to be something that we will get in game, I thought about what other, not so typical theme park rides could make their way into the game, because with the attachment of scenery we also have so many opportunities to stylize and customize those. And yeah, so I came up with some ideas, and I would say let's quickly talk about them. First of all, we already have them as a tracked ride in the game, is the powered 4-seater, and I would love to see the classic Mack Rides or Big M's powered coaster, which would be more versatile version of the thing we already have in game. It could be with something like the train, but as we usually get now very de-themed version, it would be a powered coaster where we could add scenery. And I think the challenge from a development perspective is to have different speeds on the coaster track elements. But I think this would be the perfect first edition in this DLC. Another thing I can definitely see, and I read a lot about online, was an inverted Doom Buggy. We already have the regular Doom Buggy, which was one of the most requested rides for the first game. Now I could see something like Droomvlucht in Efteling, which is an inverted Doom Buggy. I think this type of ride was only built once worldwide, so it would be definitely something very rare. Maybe I just read that, I'm not sure if it was Vekoma, but they somehow invented or just released a new type of inverted Doom Buggy. So I think this could be something that Frontier has on their radar and they could possibly add in there. It would also be a very good chance, especially with my next edition, the Strike Coaster, which is actually the Big M's Striker or Mack Ride Striker Voltron. I think everybody knows it from Europa Park. It was one of the most talked about coasters over the last couple of years, in my opinion. And I think this would be the best opportunity to bring in conveyor belts. We all remember that Frontier always described the Doom Buggy with a conveyor belt module. And when I think 2 or 3 weeks before the game actually was launched, the information about the conveyor belt was removed everywhere. So I think it is something that didn't make its way into the base game, but especially with a Striker Coaster and another Doom Buggy, this would be the perfect moment to add the conveyor belt in and give an enhancement to the overall stations. Next to this, I also see another coaster favorite, which is a single rail Raptor coaster from RMC. I think this is also something we kind of have in game because we have the 2-seater or like the big single rail coaster already. And this is the more modern new type of version from RMC that is also built in real life, and I think lots of people, especially the coaster enthusiasts, are asking about that a lot. A very highly requested ride was an interactive shooting ride back in the days with the first game, and I thought what type of tracked ride could be added to the game, so I came up with the shooting ride that was added with, I think, one of the last DLCs. I'm not sure if it was with the Ghostbusters DLC also, and it was added as the free update version of it with some targets, but I could definitely imagine that this could make a return because we have the track type, we only need the vehicle and the shooting animation of the guests and some targets to place in your themed areas or indoor buildings. So I would really love to see this ride making a return, and I wouldn't mind at all if I need to pay for a ride like this in the next paid DLC. The newest invention from Intamin that is actually a very highly themed carousel that was built in Efteling as well. It is called the Danse Macabre, is actually a dynamic motion platform, and I would love to see an unthemed version of this because it's also something that you could really create amazing stuff with the possibility of adding scenery to your rides. So I thought if I would love to see another flat ride, this is something I really want to see in game, and I could imagine building amazing things with it. So I hope this is on Frontier's list. If not for this DLC, I still have my fingers crossed, then hopefully for another. But I only was on this ride once. We had a technical error there as well. So it was, yeah, kind of wild, but I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun, spooky, twists and turns, amazing scenery. It was really great. One of my favorite boat rides, and this basically is just because I thought of what do we need to create more interesting indoor water rides if we, for example, get snow and the indoors become more important. Then I came back to the Armada, which was a boat ride that was basically based on something like Fata Morgana at Efteling or Pirates of Batavia in Europa Park. It was a classic indoor dark ride boat ride, and I would love to see something like this, maybe with a more open kind of vibe, like having a water area. Also, like Fata Morgana has those, I think it's iron ropes underwater where the boat is attached to, and it's free kind of swimming and able to take sharper or tighter turns, basically. I'm not 100% sure how to say this, but something like this would be an amazing addition to focus more on indoor water rides as well, because all the water rides we at the moment have are typical outdoor water coaster and water rides we know from theme parks all over the world. The last and one addition I absolutely hate in real life, but would be also, as with the dynamic motion ride, the perfect opportunity to create amazing stuff that is highly themed, customized, and adds so many options to have it like in every park you create. Because the biggest issue with Planet Coaster 1, in my opinion, was as you placed down a themed flat ride, you placed it over and over again, you weren't able to customize it as much as you are now able to, because you can completely style the whole surrounding of a ride, even though the pieces that are moving. So I came up with the Madhouse. There is the Curse of Cassandra at Europa Park or Villa Volta at Efteling. I don't know a lot more than those two because I absolutely hate those rides. I think there's the Feng Shui Palace in Phantasialand as well. But I think this would be something like the Flying Theater, which you don't think of immediately when you think about flat rides, but I think it would add so much more to our theme parks and Planet Coaster 2. So I really hope that Frontier is listening and taking some of my ideas for future updates, or maybe they're already working on it. I have absolutely no clue, but if we don't speak out, they cannot react on feedback. So I would really love to hear what your favorite DLC would look like, what rides you would like to see in a rides pack that could be coming in December. Again, I want to quickly remember this is 100% speculation. That's why I marked this red again, because I didn't want to confuse people out there. I just put together something that I would really enjoy when it's coming to the game. So that's it actually for me. I think the next 1.5 or 2 weeks coming closer to Halloween are going to show us if we will get something for Halloween as a little spooky surprise. But yeah, let's see what Frontier is cooking. I cannot wait to find out more. Thanks again for watching. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and follow my channel or subscribe to never miss any upcoming video again. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one.